First,
Mhm.
my sister is an RN, and there are many days when she doesn't feel like being cheerful and encouraging. Is it hypocritical for anyone to put on a happy face in service industries?
Yeah.
Good
That's a great
question.
question. I like both of these questions.
Yeah.
I would say no, it is not hypocritical because I would say that the job in a service industry is to create an ambiance or an experience for the customer. That is sort of what you're getting paid to do. Now, if you when you say I don't feel like putting on a happy face, if you are actually like grieving or depressed or whatever, maybe you might need to take some time off. But if it's just like general malaise kind of thing, I'm just not feeling like it today, it is not hypocritical to put on a happy face because there is a certain like affect that you are being paid for. When I was in college, I worked at Planet Hollywood, and I was
Yes, you
a
did.
server, and I was like, you had to be really fun, and it was sort of a place where families can come and celebrate Hollywood and food and a good time, and you couldn't go there, weeping and be full of pity and all that kind of
Wah,
stuff.
wah.
Right, you had to put it on. And I tell you what, I this was during this time. This was shortly after Jessica died, and I was going through a lot of
Mm,
grief, and it helped. It helped to
yeah.
do that job, where even though inside I was grieving, there was a sense in which it kind of put me in a different mindset where I could kind of mimic the jolliness and stuff, and it really was like a nice little respite from the feelings that I was experiencing. And so I don't think it's hypocritical. I, I think it would be more hypocritical to put on a happy face and to pretend you're jolly when you're not in your personal
Yeah.
relationships. That's where that's where you're going to have problems because
Hmm.
in a personal relationship, people want to relate with who you are, who what you really are. They don't want to relate with an avatar of yourself. They want to relate with you. And so that's where it becomes a lot more important to just
Hmm.
be how you actually are. That's my answer. What do you think about that,
Yeah.
Shauna?
Yeah, we are on the same page because my first thought was, well, your work, and especially if you're in a service industry, like you need to do your job and hopefully you want to do it well. And sometimes that means you work when you're not feeling well. You work when things are going on in life. You work when devastating things have just occurred. You work when, you're really going through something and processing it. And sometimes you don't have the ability, the time. There's a million reasons why you have to continue to go to work.
Yeah.
And especially in a service industry, I think if you are able to, they used to say fake it till you make it. I hate that phrase, but sometimes it's so apropos. But there are times realistically that that's what you need to do in your job situation. I do
Mhm.
not at all even 1% think it's hypocritical because you are doing a job. And I agree, the rub for me is when you are around your people, those that you've invited into your life, your community, that's where hopefully you can find that you are able to be real and you are able to be like, I just don't have it today, I am not
Mhm.
happy go lucky jolly. That's where, at least from my perspective, and I feel like that's what Cedric was saying, that's where you want to have integrity and just be
Yeah.
real with who you are and not hide. Now, even in our personal life with our community, there's wisdom. Not everyone can handle your stuff,
Yeah.
and it takes wisdom to know. But my point is, and my prayer is that you hopefully have people in your inner circle that you can just be real with
Hmm.
and live in full integrity. That's great.
Yeah.
Work, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get through work.
Yeah, well, and the work part too. I think you are a really good role model for just like doing the professional kind of put on that professional face because I'm sure most people don't know, but you despise me, you hate
I
me, but like in the show, it feels like we're good friends. You know?
I have to fake it till I make it with Dan. We duke it out. The pastors have to separate us and put us in separate corners of a room. No, you're so ridiculous.